So, on the telephone, we are joined by Col, who's a Barrow fan and also a Villa fan. Col, thanks for taking our call this evening. You okay, mate?
Yeah, thanks very much for having me. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
No, it's really appreciated. I mean, you obviously follow the Twitter page, which is very kind of you. I think it was quite lucky, actually, to put out there where I was hoping for the best, really. It was a shot in the dark in regards to getting a Barrow fan. And you're a Barrow and a Villa fan, which is quality, mate. It covers everything, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, well, I suppose living in the town, I have to be a Barrow fan. But like I said, since the early mid-80s, I've always followed the Villa and always loved watching the Villa. Try and get down as many times as I can, yeah.
No, nice one. Well, I've got Baz here as well with me. So you'll hear Baz.
Yeah, Baz.
Yeah, right, Cole.
Asking you some questions also. So tell us a little bit more then about how you got into supporting Barrow. Is it because it's your local team and how?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. And the Villa as well. How did you start supporting the Villa?
Well, the Villa was from when we were kids. Used to go and play football at the field, and I had give me a Villa kit on the way back. Like I say, it was mid-80s, so I think it was a mate a copy of hoodie toppy actually gave me, and I think I'd gone home and he said I could keep it, and that was it. I had a Villa kit. And next birthday or Christmas, I got a Villa kit for me, brand new one, So that was it. I just became a Villa fan really. And back in the day, Tony Daly was one of my favourite players, and around about that time, I used to love watching Tony Daly play. Dean Saunders, and it was a good era really. Early 90s, coming up to the early 90s, yeah, I really enjoyed watching the Villa. And it was better to be different as well, with all your mates being a Liverpool fan or a United fan up north. It was good to be different.
Okay, mate. I think you picked the right team there, mate. I mean,
I certainly did, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't really start supporting the Villa until I think it was towards the end of the 94-95 season when Ian Taylor joined. But Baz has been a Villa fan a lot longer than me, and he'd be able to chat to you all day about when football. What was it we say? When football began, because of the Sky Sports era and the Premier League.
No, that's it. Yeah.
But no, Tony Daly. I think he's a fan favourite for a lot of Villa fans at that time, wasn't he, Baz?
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, I used to love him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have
watching him fly down that wing.
So yeah, classic winger.
Yeah.
They don't get too many like that nowadays.
No, definitely not. No.
So Barrow, they've come to prominence a little bit more recently, haven't they? Because I think when they came up, it was seen as a bit of a, who are these? When they got promotion.
Yeah, 47 years out of the football leagues, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously way before my time. Well, I'd say I'm 43, so, I've never seen Barrow in the football leagues before now. Not really come close to ever doing it either, up until the time we did it. I mean, we've been up and down like yo-yos in it from the Northern Conference into the Conference, or National League that you call it. So ever since I was started watching again in the early 80s, when I started really getting interested in football. I used to actually go with a neighbour was a mate of mine, and his dad used to take us, and you just get a good crowd really. I mean, you still get half decent crowds. It's probably average at the moment, probably 2,500. But I mean, back then it was probably around about the same. It just seemed a lot more when you were small, I suppose. I was stood in the Holker Street end, and it's a little bit different. No seating, and it was it was good to sit on the wall and watch them. It's great.
I get that nice little local
proper old school,
team.
yeah.
Yeah, too right. I mean, they're not doing too shabby either, are they? They stayed up. They just about stayed up last year, but they're 10th in the league at the moment, aren't they? So
yeah, it's early doors. We've got a very new team at the moment. We lost our big number 9 last year in the pre-season. Scott Quigley went. I can't remember where he went now. Dropped down where Quigley went. New manager, quite a few new players as well, to be honest. I reckon the team that played last night, I bet there was only 3 or 4 that were in the team last night that we drew 0-0 with Exeter that were there last season. So Yeah, pretty brand new team as well. But hopefully, like I say, it's early doors. 4 points out of 3 games. I think we'll push on a little bit better than we did last season. Hopefully, not have that kind of relegation dooming over us all the way through the season to the end. I mean, we went through 3 managers last season as well. So
okay,
well, two with the the caretaker, but the caretaker came back to save us in the end as well. So that was a bit of a story.
Well, I mean, one of your new players is Dimitri Say or C, depending on.
Yeah.
And he used to play. He used to play for the Villa, didn't he?
Yeah, he come from the under-23s. Yeah, and obviously it was quite an interest when I seen him coming in. He looks a really good player, to be honest. I mean, he'll push on, and the goal he scored against he beat Scunthorpe in the last round. Like a bicycle kit. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I have.
It's a really good goal. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I saw it and I saw the name and I thought, oh, I remember him. And then we saw that we drew you, and I thought, oh, there you go. He plays for them. So nice full circle for him to be playing against the Villa. I mean, can you tell us, apart from Dimitri C, because obviously he's had that great academy upbringing at the Villa, who else is there that we should be watching out for when we
you'll probably be interested in ex-Blue Nose. He's only a young lad, though, so don't give him too much stick, lads. But Ramio Hutton, a good little player, actually, on the right wing.
If he's quick, then Matty Target will have a torrid time.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he got man of the match last night against Exeter, and we were the better side, to be honest. One of the better 0-0s I've ever watched in my life on a cold, wet, bleak Tuesday night in Barrow, really heavy drizzle, 30-mile-an-hour winds, and it's not it's not an enclosed ground, it's really open ground, there's a big building to, I'd say, the west side of it, and that's a clubhouse, and but it's that old school. It's got the building that's that close to the pitch, you see, so they can't really put a stand behind there.
Okay, yeah.
So we've got a stand to the side, but there's a massive gap there, so we're really right on the sea in Barrow. I mean, right on the coast, so, you get that heavy wind pretty strong coming through the ground, and the ball just floats in the air from the goalkeeper's kicks and whatever else. So
that's where you need.
It was a bit like that last night, yeah.
Where you need your Tony Cascarino sort of big heading striker up front.
You want to get it on the ground more than being able to head it. Yeah, you don't want to get a head of tennis in that kind of conditions last night. And it did end up a bit like that, to be honest, at some points. It's like, get it on the ground.
So thinking about it, I mean, and I'm sure Baz will agree, I would imagine that the Villa are probably going to play a bit of a weaker team, without any disrespect to Barrow.
I totally agree, yeah.
Who from that sort of, second string sort of Villa team, who do you think will be a key player in the game for the Villa, as you're a Villa fan as well, just out of interest? And who do you think will be best?
Well, I was saying to the lads last night, I was saying that I would have said Ashley Young would have captained him, but I think he's going to play a bigger part than captain him in a cup run. I don't know, really. That was my opinion last night. I think it's a good chance for him giving even Swansea. He's not really, how much is he going to play this season? House as well, for the defence. I'm sure you're not going to see the likes of Buendia. I'm not sure about Ings and Watkins. You're not going to risk them on a cold Tuesday night in Barrow. There'll be some strong tackles going in like there were last night. You're certainly not going to risk them. Surely, the Villa.
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, I don't know about you, Baz. Who do you see lining up for the Villa when we play Barrow?
Well, I think it's going to be the younger players. We'll see a few of the under-23s who haven't been sent out on loan yet.
Yeah,
playing, and I think it'll be an incentive if they have a good game. They might have Mark Cooper on the phone in the morning trying to negotiate a loan deal up to Barrow. So there's going to be most of the Villa players on there.
I think it'd be great. You get a few more. It's a good league too, especially for the experience for the younger lads to get it. It really would be good experience for them, especially if they're getting a start.
Definitely. I think Brad Young's just gone up to Carlisle as well. And
I'm going to watch out for him when we play. Yeah,
I thought.
Play Carlisle.
I thought he would have been involved for us a little. I thought they might have kept him, especially with Davies being injured and Wesley coming back from injury. I mean, Wesley's probably someone we'll see. I imagine.
Yeah, I was going to say we might see Wesley up front.
I reckon we'll see a Conor Harahan if he hasn't left by then, and maybe see him captain the team.
Fair dues.
They might try and get some minutes into the legs of Douglas Luiz, maybe. There's talk about Twanzebe playing DM for us on Saturday.
Right, so he might not actually feature Tuesday, but it's just someone I was looking at thinking that had a game yet, so it's just starting. It's good to get him a run out. I just like I say, if it's any conditions like it was last night, I mean they were tough conditions to play football in anyway, and the tackles were going in, from the Barrow side, and it was good to see when you're a Barrow season ticket holder. That's what you want to see. You want to see, crunching tackles going in and. Obviously clean, obviously, but when you see when you've got your other side, your other love on the other side of the pitch, it's probably not going to be as good to see 2-foot tackles going in, So.
No, it should be a good game. It's on the telly as well, so that'll be a nice Tuesday evening watch. Definitely, I'll be saying to the missus, look, you ain't watching Love Island tonight. I'm putting the Villa on. I'm gonna ask you both, and I'll give mine as well. Score prediction: is there going to be an upset? Do we think? I appreciate that it probably is going to be a potentially weaker or more developmental Villa side, and taking that into account, what do you both think the score will be? What do you reckon, Cole?
I would go on my head, and let's hope it's going to be a good game, and I hope it's going to be a draw, go to penalties. And I've got to say, this is just from my hometown, because Villa have won it a few times. We win on penalties, or Barrow win on penalties, should say, when I say we.
Okay, you could have left it at we, and you'd have been right.
But I've had that question from, my Facebook, Twitter was going nuts the other day, just from people knowing that I'm a Villa fan that lives in Barrow, and also got a season ticket at Barrow, so people have been asking me the question, and I've got to say, going in underdogs, and let's see if we can get a bit of a cup run. It's got to be good for the Barrow club coming up and getting a bit of money in the bank as well. Be a full stadium, 5,000 in there. A win on penalties would be good.
Okey-dokey.
Big draw in the next round.
Well, yeah, I mean that'd be a great turnout for you. Baz, what do you reckon score-wise?
I wish I was in Cole's position, because then you couldn't lose.
Exactly, I can't lose in this scenario.
It's going to be low scoring. I think we touched upon it. The conditions are going to play a big factor if it is like it was last night. If it's with the wind up and the rain up, I think that's going to feed into it, especially if Villa are playing a younger team, which could very well be the case. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it was 0-0 at half time and then Villa scrape it 2-1. But I think it's going to be quite a low scoring game. I mean, I don't think it's going to be, a comfortable away win. And with the crowds in, you never know in terms of if it's 0-0 on the hour and things get a bit edgy in the away dugout. Could be a upset on the cards, but I'll go with my optimistic streak, and I'll say Villa will edge it, but I'm not looking forward to watching it, particularly on a Tuesday. I might turn over to watch Love Island. I'm
guessing neither of you are coming up to Barrow on the cold Tuesday night.
No, it's my wedding anniversary on that day, so
certainly not.
I'll be saying to her, love, I've got you an evening at the spa. Carry on. And it's just going to be the spa shop, to be honest with you.
We've got some spas in the lakes, you could drop her off on the way up.
Mate, if you're putting us up...
30 minutes from the lakes.
If you're putting us up, we'll be there, mate. I'm gonna be slightly more optimistic, and Cole's going to appreciate this from a Villa point of view, but not from a Barrow point of view. I think Barrow score past us because I'm not too confident in Jed Steer. I don't think we play all of the developmental team. I think the only real ones that we maybe play are Villigence, Bidace and Ramsey. And by Ramsey, I even mean Jacob Ramsey. I think we get a 3-1 win. It's one of them. I don't think it'll be easy by all means, but I think the fitness levels will play a factor in it. Though, I can see Jed Steer letting in a goal because somebody hoofs a ball from 80 yards out and it swirls up over his head and goes
Get
in.
your money on the keeper, he can kick it to the... Yeah, he knew he could have got an assist last night, so but you...
There you go. It'll happen.
Good on Farman to score.
You've jinxed Jed Steer now. No, well, I suppose final question I've got for you then, and I asked this of a Newcastle fan ahead of the game that we've got on Saturday. I asked them, did they think that Newcastle would finish higher than Villa? I appreciate Barrow and Villa aren't in the same league, but in regards to league standings and final position, will Barrow finish in a higher position in their league than Villa do in the Premier League? What do you reckon?
We're going to be mid-table. I would hope Villa would be pushing on past mid-table this season. So I would say no, Barrow will not finish higher than what Villa's position would be.
I'm quite happy with that answer, Carl. I think
I would be happy with Barrow being mid-table this season rather than being a comfortable mid-table by, and safe well before 2 games like we were last season.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think you converted me and Baz into Barrow being our League 2 team, and that's not an easy feat with Walsall being in League 2 as well. Obviously, the Villa-Walsall connections there. But do you know what? Apart from next Tuesday, I'm going to be hoping that Barrow win all their matches and finish as high up as they can, to be honest with you.
Me too, fingers crossed there.
You never know. If we get you in the FA Cup, then we might pop up.
That'd be good. At least it might be on a Saturday, then.
Yeah, you can pop down actually if it's Villa at home, and we'll have a pint beforehand in the in the Old End pub.
Yeah.
Sound, well, thank you for your time, mate. It's much appreciated. Enjoy the game on Tuesday, and hopefully Barrow get a win at the weekend as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed. All right, thanks for your time, guys.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
Bye.
Cheers, go.
Ta-ra.
Yeah.
Gotta focus to pick yourself up.